Hi, my name is Gianna and I am a student videographer for DIS. I'm a junior at Georgetown University studying international relations, and I spent this past semester in Stockholm, Sweden through DIS. Since the semester is about to end, I decided that I would share my reflections and my overall takeaways from my experience abroad. At DIS Stockholm, I am enrolled in the core course European Security Dilemmas, which focuses on international affairs and politics within the European continent. I took this class because it's aligned with not only my interests but also what I'm studying back home, and I would say everyone else in my core course registered for this class for similar reasons. That is my first takeaway from my semester here, which is that I could find a cohort of people that have similar interests as me, and we were given so many opportunities to bond and spend time together and get to know one another. At DIS, you spend so much time with your core course and you really get to know your classmates and your class instructor so well, not just through class but also on our short study tours and our long study tours. In the beginning of the semester for my core course week, my class went to Gothenburg, and that was the first time that I got to hang out with the entirety of my class outside of the classroom. Then for my long study tour, we went to Budapest, Hungary. That week was so fun and something that I will always remember and hold on to. Not only was I able to connect with my core course, but DIS also offers so many different clubs and organizations that you can join to create a community for yourself. Students are encouraged to create interest groups and find other students that have similar interests or hobbies as them. And the roommate system within DIS is meticulously formatted to try and create the most compatible roommate pairings. My second takeaway from this semester has to be the global experience that I had. Not only do your core courses bring you on 2 study trips outside of Stockholm, but you also have a free week where most students choose to travel outside of their home city. I was super lucky to travel to multiple countries throughout the semester during my free week and also on the weekends. The DIS schedule format also makes it so that there's no classes on Wednesdays, and if I didn't have a field study on Wednesdays, I would use that time to go out and explore Stockholm. Not only did I get to know other places within Europe, but I was also given the opportunity to immerse myself within the city that I'm currently living in. Speaking of field studies, my third takeaway was the interactive nature of the classes at DIS. As I mentioned before, Wednesdays are reserved for your classes to take you on field studies, which is where you get to learn about topics that you're exploring within your classes but outside of the classroom. Each of your classes has 2 field studies throughout the semester, and it was also a really good time to get to know my classmates in all of my classes, and I was able to go to museums or exhibits that I wouldn't be able to take myself to. I've also noticed within my classes that most of the work is peer-based, and a lot of the major assignments are projects and most often collaborative. There are little to no exams at DIS, and I found that this helped me really just focus on what I was learning rather than trying to demonstrate that I was learning. And this pedagogical approach I found I benefited from more than my typical academic experience. My last takeaway from my time in Stockholm is the culture itself, and specifically the fika culture and the focus on individual well-being. After spending a few months in Stockholm, I have gotten to know a little bit about lagom. Lagom is a tradition that means not too much and not too little, and within DIS, my classes were exactly that. My class schedule was perfect in the way that it gave me time to enjoy myself in Sweden, but also further my education in the classroom. Similarly, my assignments are not overbearing, and they're used solely to show what I have learned and taken away from my classes. Also, all of my classes have at least once had a fika where we just took a break and got to know one another. Fika is so popular in Sweden, and it's such a great reminder just to take a break and connect with the world around you. I know that I'm going to be incorporating aspects of fika within my life even when I go back home to the States, because it's a sustainable way to maintain a healthy well-being and not overwhelm yourself, which can lead to burnout. Okay, so those were my main takeaways from my semester in Stockholm. I'm so lucky to have been given the opportunity to study abroad and to have my study abroad experience with DIS, and these past few months have created an abundance of memories that will last me a lifetime.